Hey guys! This is very weird for me. I don't like to do videos with the camera and with my face, but I decided it's a resolution for me for 2018. 18, I know. To do more videos like this in front of a camera, and I'm very awkward in front of a camera and I don't do well with eye contact, but I'm gonna do my best. And I decided that I want to do a Q&A. I've been wanting to do one for a very long time, and I always say that I am, but I just take your questions and I don't answer them, and so that's not good. I have your questions saved here and I'm going to be answering them, and hopefully you learn something new about either me or about you guys or what you want to do, because I do want to be kind of helpful. So the first question I'm going to answer is, let's say I want to start a YouTube channel dedicated to my art. What are the basic requirements you might need both mentally and physically? So the first thing I want to say is, if you're just barely starting out, work with what you have. Don't spend any money on any materials just yet. So when I first started making videos seriously, like it's something that I knew I wanted to do, I just worked with what I had, which was my laptop and whatever came with it. So I have a MacBook something, and so I would record using that because it came with QuickTime, and that's what I would use to record my screen, and then to edit the actual videos I would use iMovie, which came with the computer. I didn't pay for anything. I used all of that was free. And then once I started making videos more seriously, that's when I started spending money. So the first thing I bought was a microphone, which I actually have here. It's kind of big, kind of heavy. So this is the first thing I bought to make videos, which was a microphone. It is the blue Yeti. The price differs. I know I got it from Best Buy. I could have sworn I spent only like $90 something on it, but right now online it's like 110. Maybe that's how much I spent. I completely forgot though. But yeah, just take it one step at a time with materials. And then mentally, what do I tell you that you need mentally? You need a lot of things mentally. It is work. A lot of people don't think it's work, that it's super easy to be in front of a camera or in front of your computer to do this kind of work. And I guess it's easy in some sense, but it's very mentally taxing. It's a job. You have to try to be regular with your uploads, which I am not. I was way better before. Hopefully I get better again, but to keep a consistent audience, to have your audience growing, you have to post regularly, and that can be really hard for people depending on if you have a job or if you have school, if you have anything that takes up your time. It's very hard. You have to be prepared for criticism. You have to be prepared for hate comments. You have to be prepared for all kinds of comments. Even the positive ones can really get to you. And but yeah, a lot of criticism, you get a lot of that. Which I'm still trying to get used to, and I have gotten better. But when I first started, I was pretty defensive. I was worse when I was younger, but I'm getting better, and it's something you have to learn to take in. And you have to learn how to ignore people a lot. You can't respond to everyone, whether they're good or bad, and that was really hard for me. When I first started, I would try to reply to every comment, and now I can't do that anymore, and it makes me feel bad, and it makes other people feel bad. But just learn that it's something that's not possible. And I can get into this way more, but it's just too much. So I'm gonna go to the next question. Okay, this one is, how does your current art program compare to Fire Alpaca? Would you consider doing tutorials on it? So yes, I've gotten a lot of comments on this actually, which is really annoying. I get comments like, why don't you use Fire Alpaca anymore? Like, I don't want to watch you anymore because you don't use its art program that has no effect on me. Like, just stuff like that. It's so stupid. I use MobileStudio Paint now. The reason why I bought it was because it was on sale, and I got bored of using Fire Alpaca. There's nothing wrong with it. It is a great art program. It's 100% free, which is fantastic because it's a really great program for it being free. I recommend it 100% if you do not want to pay for it. An art program, but I just use MobileStudio Paint now just because I wanted something new, and I wanted to pay for something. I don't know why, it's just I wanted that. And it's really great. It was really hard to get used to. Like the brushes, something about the brushes was really hard to get used to, and it's like simple but also kind of confusing. I do remember I posted a video on it. There's a cop like watching me. But I did post a video like a long time ago called like Clip Studio Paint review, or like I tried Clip Studio Paint, something a long time ago, and I remember hating it. And I think I did say that I was like, oh, I don't like it that much. I don't know, I forgot. I haven't watched a video in a long time because it's not good, but I didn't like it. But I forced myself to get into it, and I forced myself to use it, and I forced myself to get used to it, and now I love it so much. Next question is, have you ever planned or considered to draw anything horror based, like gore, or is it not your thing? When I first started taking art seriously when I was around like 15, 16, a lot of my art was super dark, a lot of dark colors, not too colorful. Now it's like the way opposite, where everything's really cutesy and colorful, which I don't really have a preference, to be honest. I like both. I have tried to draw kind of gory pictures, but they still end up being kind of cute. The picture that comes to mind is the one that I used for, it might be things artists shouldn't believe, I think. I don't know. I'll post a picture right now on the screen. My battery's running out. Give me just a sec. As I was saying, I'll post a picture right here somewhere of my most recent, I think it's my most recent kind of attempt at gore or darker art, which was Jules kind of going crazy. He didn't have any pupils. There was like stuff coming out of his face. That was supposed to be kind of dark. I don't think it ended up being too dark. A lot of people, I think it was kind of dark. Like, people would tag it as like soft gore or something like that. I forgot what it was called, but that's what it ends up. When I try to do darker stuff, it ends up still being kind of bright colors, but more of a like unsettling type. I don't know. I'm not very good at dark stuff, but I do want to attempt it again because I really like it, especially with OCs. So I'm gonna attempt it again. Here's one that has nothing to do with art. This is gonna show how cool I am. What are your top 3 favorite anime? I love anime. Not super obsessed, but I love it enough. My top 3 favorite, obviously, my first favorite has to be Haikyuu, of course. That is the volleyball one where this little guy, you can barely see him because it's dark, but you see this little orange guy? He's from Haikyuu. This is such a creepy doll, by the way. I hate it. Look at his face. He looks so creepy, but it's like, I saw this in person and I was like, I've never seen a Haikyuu item in person. I have to buy it. Like, there's no way I can't ignore it. So I have him now. But yeah, so that's my first favorite anime, the volleyball one. My second favorite has to be, okay, fine. My second favorite is going to be My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero, whatever it's called. It's so good. The characters are all good. I love all the characters. It's such a fun show, and I love just everything. I love everything. And my third favorite has to be Gintama, Gintama, whatever. So good. It is hands down the funniest show I have ever watched. The funniest anime, at least. The funniest show, probably. I remember a couple years ago I watched the first episode or something, and I wasn't into it because it was like weird and didn't make sense and kind of gross. But I kept seeing GIFs and pictures of it, and I was like, okay, you know what? I gotta try it again. So I did, and I ended up falling in love with it. It's so funny. It's so good. It's like 300 something episodes though, and I'm almost to 300, but I haven't watched it in a very long time, like in a year, so I have to catch up. But yeah. Next question is it daunting to draw and give advice knowing so many people follow and look up to you? Kind of, yes. Like I said, I hate giving out the wrong information, or because I never really know the information is wrong. I think it's right, and then I post it, and then people will criticize me and say, no, that's wrong, you're doing this, or you don't know what you're talking about. That always sucks, because I hate giving out wrong information. I don't want to be that person. Just know that I never do it. That was my boot, by the way, in case you wanted to know what that sound was. I never want to, I don't know, I feel too guilty to do that, like on purpose at least. But yeah, it's really hard, especially because I'm definitely not the best artist, obviously. I have a lot to improve on, anatomy wise. I'm very bad at anatomy, very bad with hands. I hardly draw full body pictures. All the faces are like 3/4 of a face, you know. It's just, all my drawings look the same. I have a lot to improve on, so it really sucks when people ask me to do tutorials on like hands or clothes foldings or anatomy, because I don't have that information. It's something that I need to improve on myself. But yeah, it is pretty daunting, but it's not as bad. I'm not like super nervous about it. it's just something that I have to be careful about when I put out information and stuff like that. My voice is kind of like, ugh. I don't talk a lot. So every time I make videos, it's just my voice just... Okay, this is gonna be the last question I answer just because it's getting way too long. So the question is, did you have a problem with jealousy or other artists? Is it still a problem now? When I was younger, I had so much jealousy problems over artists when I was like barely starting out, because I was definitely not in a place that I wanted to be. I wanted to be better. I wanted to improve so much faster than I actually like human possibly could have, you know. I would be jealous of, I'm not gonna name names, but I would be jealous of people who were like way more successful. Even though I would look up to them, I would be jealous of people that I looked up to because I wanted to be where they were at, success wise and talent and skill wise. I would say skill wise. It's not a problem anymore. I've gotten, I don't know if it's because I grew up like older. I don't think so, because there's still people who are super immature for their age. I think I started getting less jealous once I started actually doing YouTube, because I started understanding how much work is being put into art, into videos and stuff like that. And I was like, the people who are successful got there because of hard work. Like, they didn't get lucky. Maybe some people got lucky, but most of the time it's because of hard work. And after I started putting in my own work, I was like, oh, it's way harder than I thought it would be. They deserve it, you know? Like when I was younger, I would think like, why are they so popular? Why are they so successful? Like, their art isn't even that great. Like, their personality, blah, blah, blah. Like, why can't I get this audience, this amount of people to follow me and stuff like that? And then you learn when you grow up and when you start putting in the work and effort that, oh, maybe it's because even if their art isn't as great as you think it should be, because you have standards or whatever, it's because maybe it's their personality. Maybe they have incredible personalities that bring people in, because personality is a huge thing on YouTube besides skill, by the way. I grew up, and instead of being jealous of people, I started supporting them, and I thought, good for them for putting in so much work, good for them for getting to where they're at now. They deserve it. They did so much to be in this place. I'm proud of them. That kind of thing, you know? I took that jealousy and I kind of like converted it into something else. And I don't think I've ever been jealous of anybody like art-wise and success-wise since then. When I see super successful people, instead of being jealous, I get motivated and I tell myself, if I work hard enough, if I put enough effort and I'm consistent, then maybe I can get there too. So yeah, that's how I learned, I guess. I don't know if that's actually helpful to you guys, but hopefully it teaches you a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say, I guess. So this has been a very long video. I'm so sorry, but hopefully it is kind of informative. I don't know whether it's about me or you guys or what you guys want to do. Hopefully I can help you guys a little bit. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please be good outlets for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Bye! It's so creepy. I hate it. But I love you. You're my son. Bye. My bangs are gross. I tried so hard with the eye. I'm like staring at you. Hopefully it was like noticeable. Ooh, that's hot.